A very good evening to all of you present here. Welcome to another session of Biorix. I would like to give you a short introduction about Biorix and about our guide here today. So, Biorix is a student run biology community built for curious minds across the life sciences, from genetics and microbiology to ecology, zoology, botany, and conservation. It serves as a collaborative platform where students connect, exchange ideas, and engage in meaningful scientific discussions. As a part of our exploration of the wonders around us, today's session focuses on insights from biotechnology. Today's session is titled Biotechnology Beyond the Laboratory. And to lead the session, we have Dr. Sarika A. Dr. Sarika is a microbiologist and science administrator with over a decade of experience shaping Kerala's science, technology, and innovation ecosystem. She holds a PhD in microbiology and is the scientist in charge of the Kerala Biotechnology Commission, the state's nodal agency for biotechnology promotion. She served as a project coordinator for establishing the Institute of Advanced Virology, Kerala's first dedicated virus research institute, and at KBC, she leads biotechnology policy initiatives, research industry collaborations, capacity building programs, and activities such as bioentrepreneurship certification program. She is also the nodal officer for the DBT funded Skill Vigyan program in Kerala. Dr. Sarika has authored several research publications in microbiology and applied biotechnology. We are delighted to have her with us today and look forward to an interesting session. Let us all warmly welcome Dr. Sarika. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Gayatri. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you to Ahmad Ihsan also for inviting me. Good evening, all. And thank you for this opportunity. I understand that it's a venture by a group of PGUG students. I deeply appreciate you all for coming up with such an initiative to disseminate knowledge to a larger folk, to network with each other, to connect with each other. Congratulations for that. And it's my pleasure to be here with you all, to interact with you. And let me now share my slide. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you again. So shall we start? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So when we hear the word biotechnology, yeah, what are all things comes to your mind? Like you'll think about DNA, you'll think about a laboratory, microscope, scientists working in lab. So that's exactly part of biotechnology, but it's only a very part of it. It's only a beginning of it. And today, biotechnology extends far beyond the laboratory. It's transforming the healthcare, agriculture, food industry, environmental sustainability, and even the global economy. In many ways, it has become part of our everyday life. So that's why I've given the title Biotechnology Beyond the Laboratory. So over the next hour, I'd take you to a journey from scientific discovery to societal impact. And let's start with a story first, a remarkable story that changed the history of medicine forever. Because sometimes one story explains biotechnology better than 100 definitions. And it was in London in the year 1928. The famous Scottish bacteriologist Alexander Fleming He returns to his laboratory after a short vacation. And like many scientists, he had several petri dishes on her workbench containing Staphylococcus bacteria. And now, anyone who is a microbiologist who has been working in microbiology laboratory knows if cultures are left unattended for several days, what would happen? Something unexpected usually happens, which is a contamination of all bacteria present there. And exactly the same thing happened. One of Fleming's petri dishes had been contaminated by a mold. And most scientists, including many of us, would probably have thrown it away when seeing a contamination on a petri plate, which is not of interest to us. And because contamination usually means the experiment has failed. But Fleming did something different, and he looked carefully and noticed that around there was a mold that which and around which there were no bacteria, because actually it has got staphylococcus in it. And imagine that moment, a scientist standing quietly looking at the contaminated culture plate and asking a simple question like, why aren't the bacteria growing here? And that simple question changed medicine forever. That mold belonged to penicillium. It produced a substance that killed bacteria, and Fleming called it penicillin. So now here's something I find fascinating. Like people often say Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin and saved millions of lives. Actually, that's only half the story. And that discovery, it took almost nearly 10 years afterwards. Penicillin remained in a laboratory observation after that, and no patients benefited. No hospitals used it, no lives were saved, even after 10 years of discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming. And it was only later that Hobart, Florey, Ernst Chain, and their research team figured out how to purify penicillin and manufacture it on a large scale during the World War II. So only then did it become the world's first widely available antibiotic. Millions of soldiers, millions of children, millions of ordinary people were saved. And they were awarded with Nobel Prize in 1945, the Fleming, Florey, and Chain, who for the discovery of penicillin. Now, what actually changed the world? Was it the discovery, or was it the journey that took the discovery from a laboratory to every hospital? So that is the essence of biotechnology. A discovery inside the lab is only the beginning. Its true value is realized only when it becomes a medicine. A technology like a product, a company, or a policy that improves people's lives. That journey from the laboratory bench to society is what today's lecture is all about. So what exactly is biotechnology? Let's simplify it. Sometimes we make biotechnology sound very complicated. In the simplest possible ways, I would say biotechnology is using biology to improve life. That's it. So the word itself explains it. Like the bio means life, and technology means applying knowledge to solve the problems. So the biotechnology was known to the mankind from immemorial. Like, let's travel back in time, around 8,000 to 10,000 years ago. People discovered that grains and fruits could ferment. They didn't know anything about microorganisms. They had never heard of yeast. Yet they learned how to make bread, curd, cheese, vinegar, and fermented beverages. Without realizing it, they were practicing biotechnology. And that was the first era. And later came scientists like Louis Pasteur, who demonstrated that microorganisms were responsible for fermentation and disease. And suddenly, biology became understandable, and next revolution came with genetics. Like DNA was discovered when Watson and Crick described the structure of DNA in 1953. That was the beginning of molecular biology. Biology entered a completely new era. And soon afterwards came the recombinant DNA technology in 1973. And genomic sequencing and biotechnology moved from observation to precise manipulation. So In recent years, from 90 to 2003, you have seen the Human Genome Project, which laid the foundation of genomics and precision medicine. And in recent times, the pace has become extraordinary. Now, technology is taking place on a daily basis. Like we have now personalized medicine, synthetic biology, artificial intelligence, automated laboratories, and hence biotechnology is becoming a interdisciplinary subject. And okay, like CRISPR-Cas gene editing technology, mRNA vaccine technology, then that CRISPR-based first approved therapy, and almost from 24 to 26, you are witnessing AI-driven biotechnology, autonomous laboratories, engineering biology, sustained biomanufacturing, etc., etc. And they are beginning to design biology now, and that opens opportunities that previous generations could never have imagined. So you can see the immense application of biotechnology, like it succeeds. The biotechnology finds its application in healthcare. In fact, they are transforming healthcare, agriculture, industries, food systems, environmental sustainability, and the global bioeconomy. So I'll be going more detail onto that journey, from discovery to innovation to entrepreneurship to societal impact in the slides to come. So biotechnology transforming the healthcare. So biotechnology has evolved tremendously over the years, but where has it made the greatest impact? You can see we have live witnessed the power of biotechnology during the COVID times. So if I ask each one of you to name one field which transformed the biotechnology, I'm sure most of you would say it's healthcare. And I fully agree with that, because, how many of you have taken, probably you all would have, and I don't think there is a scope for question here. So I think most of you have taken the COVID-19 vaccines. Also, many of you or family members have received insulin vaccine or undergone a molecular diagnostic test. So again, most of you would have taken antibiotics when you are ill, drugs when you are, other treatments, diagnosis, etc., etc. And not inside a laboratory, but inside the hospitals, clinics, and our homes. So today's medicine is changing dramatically. And years ago, medicine treated diseases after they appeared. So medicine is becoming predictive, preventive, personalized, and precise. And during COVID-19, many people heard the word PCR even for the first time in their life. Like it suddenly became the world's most famous laboratory technique, because it allowed us to detect the virus very quickly. And similarly, genome sequencing now helps us identify new variants of viruses, monitor disease outbreaks, and understand inherited disorders. So then comes the precision medicine. Like imagine 10 patients with the same disease. Should they all receive exactly the same medicine? No, right? So each persons are different, and their environment is different, their lifestyle is different. So biotechnology helps us choose the right treatment for the right patient at the right times. And that is termed as personalized medicine. And another exciting area is gene therapy. For decades, genetic diseases were considered lifelong conditions. But today, scientists are beginning to correct faulty genes by themselves. That is gene therapy. And then came the artificial intelligence. AI can analyze millions of biological data points in minutes, identifying drug candidates, interpret medical images, and accelerate research. So it's medicine plus biology plus engineering plus data science plus artificial intelligence that is going on right now. And biotechnology has its impact in agriculture too. Like the global population is expected to approach about 10 billion by 2050. So now imagine the challenge. We need more food with less land, less water, and under changing climatic conditions. And that sounds almost impossible unless we have some of the biotechnology tools developed. So today, biotechnology helps farmers develop drought-resistant crop, disease-resistant crop, salt-tolerant, climate-resilient, nutritionally enhanced. Helps in value addition and food security. But biotechnology isn't replacing the traditional agriculture; it's just improving it. For example, the beneficial microorganisms in biofertilizers, they are important in improving the soil health naturally, and also the biopesticide that reduce the dependence on harmful chemicals. So precision agriculture combines biology with now satellites, drone, AI, and sensors. And instead of applying fertilizer everywhere, farmers can apply it exactly where it is needed. Again, there is scope for precision farming, and that save money, protect the environment, and improves the productivity. Now you have got IoT, GIS sensors, uh, and this is free planting material, everything. And there is scope in Kerala also. Like we may use it for improve the productivity, especially for our specific crops like pepper, banana, coconut, rubber, rice, spices, etc. The next application is in industries. So imagine a factory where the workers are microorganisms. That is just exactly what is being employed in industrial biotechnology. And in the enzymes, the organic compounds, organic acids, vitamins, vaccines, biofuel, bioplastics, and countless industrial products. So the most beautiful idea in industrial biotechnology is would be waste to wealth. Waste and no, I mean waste is not waste no any longer, but it can be made as a wealth. And agricultural residues become biofuels. Food waste can become biogas. Plant biomass becomes biodegradable material. And instead of a linear economy, uh, take, use, and throw away. Biotechnology now is promoting a circular bioeconomy. So we now place more importance on to circular bioeconomy, utilizing from renewable resources to valuable products back and creating value by protecting our planet. And everything is being reused. Nature wastes nothing. Perhaps we should learn from nature. And next application is in absolutely in environment itself. We use microorganisms to treat wastewater. It breaks down organic pollutants, and they are eco-friendly and cost-effective solutions. And secondly, in pollution remediation, you might have heard about the superbug like Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Pseudomonas putida, which is a superbug which can remediate almost the oil spills like that. So bioremediation uses bacteria, fungi, and plants to clean contaminated soil and water, and it restores ecosystem naturally. And third application is that of carbon management and climate action. So there it comes the microalgae and microbes. Microbes capture the carbon dioxide and reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and it support climate change mitigation. Again, with relation to the biodegradation and waste management, they break down some of the bacteria can even break down the plastics and other solid waste, and it converts waste into harmless byproducts. And they also play, and biotechnology also supports conservation of threatened species. Uh, creating genetic banks and everything. It also helps restore degraded habitat and maintain ecological balance, and also in order to have sustainable solutions. So now we have heard healthcare, agriculture, food, environment. So at first they appear to be separate fields, but are they real? Are they really? So when COVID-19 came, we were taught the world one important lesson, like human health, animal health, and environmental health cannot be separated. And disease emerging in wildlife can rapidly affect humans. Even when Nipah came, it is supposed to be the virus is supposed to reach the humans through from the bat. So human health, animal health, and environment, they cannot be separated. A disease emerging in wildlife can rapidly affect the humans, and antibiotic use in animals can influence human health. So, a major important area which is of now creating a threat is the antimicrobial resistance. For example, antibiotics are being widely overused in different fields, like even the aquatic field, aquatic fishes, such as, I mean, etc., and then poultry, animal health, for animal improving the animal health and all, and also for humans. So it is being widely misused, so that creates antimicrobial resistance problem. And now that is being trying to get managed through the One Health perspective. And biotechnology provides the tools, like for rapid diagnosis, disease surveillance, diagnostics, microbiome studies, environmental monitoring. And here in Kerala, as I told, we have witnessed Nipah outbreak, flood-related diseases emerging and re-emerging infections that is being, now that Shigella outbreak, hepatitis, so a lot of outbreaks. So everything, the strategies towards managing all those centers around One Health perspective. And so this challenge, as we know, cannot be solved by one group of people, like doctors alone cannot solve this problem, or veterinarians alone cannot solve, environmental scientists alone. So they all should come together, sit together, and find solutions. So so there is a collaboration that is being happening everywhere. And also one other field where biotechnology finds its major application is the food, like you might appreciate the probiotics and fermented foods, uh, functional foods and nutraceuticals, fortification and nutritional security, like the enhancement of the nutritional value of crops like rice, wheat, millets, to address hidden hunger and ensure food and nutritional security for all, like supplementation with vitamins and important minerals, and precision fermentation and novel ingredients, and also cultured meat. Now we are able to culture meat in the laboratory conditions even, and also major application in the food safety and quality assurance, like many of the two rapid detection kits, for example, the sensors and all, to detect the spoilage of food are being developed because of biotechnology. And from here, so far we have explored how biotechnology is transforming healthcare, agriculture, food industry, and environment. So from here, we are now able to appreciate that scientists discover so many things, on a daily basis. But why don't all of them become products? And why don't all those discoveries become medicines, vaccines, diagnostic kits, or technologies? So the answer lies in something called the innovation ecosystem. What we need is an innovation ecosystem to take the discovery to societal impact. Think of innovation like growing tree, where a seed alone cannot become a big tree. It needs good soil, water, sunlight, care, and time. So scientific discoveries are exactly the same. Research generates knowledge, but knowledge alone doesn't change society. It needs an ecosystem where different people play different roles. Okay. So now that you might have heard with the recent advancement in technology that now the laboratories are becoming automated. Like from traditional labs, like manual time-consuming processes to repetitive tasks, to sequential experiments, to limited data utilization. Now the labs are becoming automated, fully automated, like robotics and automation, AI-driven decision making, parallel experiments have taken. And now that everything goes for a designing of the biology, like DBTL cycle, where designing or AI and scientists design the next experiment, build robots and automation, perform the experiments, learn and test. So in order to give an appreciation of the recent biotechnology, trends in biotechnology, this is being given. And next, about the innovation ecosystems and for biotechnology. Now, we now, even in Kerala, you are students, you might greatly appreciate, we have a very strong core strength in research. Like we have got almost, uh, uh, even in Thiruvananthapuram, we have got 7 or 8 central government highly uh, world-class institutions like Rajiv Gandhi Center, Sri Chitrathirunal Institute. So research excellence, we have uh, good R&D in place, like drives scientific discovery across multiple biotechnology sectors. And we have got advanced infrastructure like genomics, biobank, biosafety labs. Um, Everything is in place. And also startups and entrepreneurship. So that is exactly which is required. Like we know in order to translate the hardcore R&D into commercialization or into societal impact aspect, we need startups and entrepreneurship. And especially important is the academia industry collaboration. We ourselves know that what we have done during our post-graduation and graduation, the projects that we have done, and also even the case of PhD thesis that we are doing, even that lies just in the within the thesis, like just with it ends up with some publications or some patents, but not taken into the next level, mainly because we don't have collaboration between the academia and industry. So we need to accelerate the technology development and commercialization through academia industry collaboration. And again, there are regulatory and ethical governances which ensure safety, responsibility, sustainability, biotechnology innovations. And so the core components are these, like academia, and there are academia and research institutions who generate knowledge, research and discovery. Then we have industry, biotech companies who develop, manufacture and bring products to the market. And parallelly from the academia, if somebody is interested, they can go for startups or incubators. And through getting some funds from funding agencies or investors, and then finally through the government and policymakers, including the regulatory support and all, this finds entry into the market or into the social space like hospitals, healthcare institutions, etc. And there, the public policy plays a major role. Like it provides strategic funding for research support and long-term innovation. And major funding is from the industry. For example, we have got an exclusive department called as the Department of Biotechnology in the under the Government of India that provide funding for research infrastructure and long-term innovation. And again, science-based regulations are based on these policies only. And also, they play a major role in developing skilled human capital. Like, for example, many of the industry requires specifically skilled human resources. Like after completing a huge undergraduation or post-graduation, you may not be employable. Like you may not have secured those skills to be able to get placed in an industry. So developing the skilled human capital would be more important. And again, protecting the intellectual property rights to encourage innovation and technology. So the public policy is the one which promotes technology transfer by supporting incubators, patents, industry partnerships, and startups. So the COVID-19 pandemic, it highlighted the critical role of biotechnology and collaboration, and bridges the valley of death between laboratory research. So whatever was done by an industry called as the Bharat Biotech was taken into next level. Within 6 months almost, we could develop a vaccine. So it connects researchers, industry, government, investors, entrepreneurs, and society to accelerate innovation. And we need strong public policy. So this is a valley of death where many of the scientific discoveries collapses. Or imagine you are standing here, like this is the research laboratory. You are discovered something amazing, maybe a new drug, a new vaccine, a diagnostic kit, a biodegradable plastic, or something like anything of sort. So everything works beautifully inside a laboratory. Everything, the problem is when we take it to the next level. Like you can see the right side, which is the market success. Taking this R&D into the market, like commercialization, product impact, uh, that is where we want to reach, like hospitals, farmers, industry, then markets, patients, society, etc. So between these 2 points, there is a deep valley. You can see this is called the valley of death. And many innovations never cross it, not because the science is poor, but because they face obstacles. Many of the obstacles, maybe of high risk, maybe of uncertain returns, um, like scaling up, finding it difficult to scale up, manufacturing, regulatory approval, clinical trials, market acceptance, investment, and hence many brilliant discoveries simply stop here. So what is needed is a clear mentorship from taking, like transferring the technology, or from taking this particular technology which you have developed in the lab towards the market level. So imagine when we can come back to the our Alexander Fleming story of penicillin discovery. So imagine if nobody has funded it, or nobody has tested it, penicillin would still be sitting in the laboratory in a petri dish. But fortunately, people built a bridge between that, and that bridge changed history. So it teaches us with one lesson, like discovery alone does not create impact. What is needed is translation of whatever you do in your undergraduation or post graduation or PhD level. You ask a question before you start that particular project or anything, or research, like why am I doing it? Has it got any societal benefit? Has it got any commercialization potential? Does it solve any problems of the society? So you'll have to have a why question before you initiate any project or research. So that translation that only creates impact. And global models of biotechnology innovation ecosystems. So many countries, as you can see in the United States, Singapore, United Kingdom, South Korea, Germany, many of the countries lead in biotechnology. They all share common principles. So it's not an individual excellence, it's the strength of that particular ecosystem where this is being carried out. Like what is doing is this universities create knowledge, research institutions develop technologies, and hospitals validate them, and industries manufacture them, investors provides funding, government creates policies, and regulators ensure safety, entrepreneurs convert ideas into business, and society finally benefits. So what are the building blocks of successful biotechnology ecosystem is to have a long-term government mission first, and then investment should have very good investment in R&D and also in the infrastructure, and to have world-class universities. And from there, if there are some leads based on your R&D or the projects that you do, you need to collaborate with the industry, definitely. Strong partnerships accelerate technology transfer and commercialization. Then you need to have clusters which bring together researchers, startups, industry, investors, and hospitals. And you need to bring in venture capitalists and innovation funding, for example, from the government agencies, as well as you can get funding from venture capitalists. And you need to have a supportive regulatory environment and a good entrepreneurship and startup ecosystem. And finally, the international collaborations, very important, as I told earlier, the skilled talent and workforce, strong education, training, mobility, create a robust biotechnology workforce. And obviously the IP protection, intellectual property protection, and technology transfer, like efficient IP systems and technology transfer offices encourage innovation and investment. So when coming to India, India has emerged as one of the fastest growing biotechnology nations, driven by strong science, supportive policies, vibrant startups, and a commitment to solve real world problems. So, India's biotechnology journey is truly a remarkable one. And 25 years ago, India has relatively very few biotech companies, but today India is one of the world's fastest growing biotechnology economies. And we are recognized for um, globally for vaccines, and biopharmaceuticals, diagnostics, and startups, bioinformatics, and affordable innovation. And we have organizations like Department of Biotechnology, BIRAC, ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, CSAR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, and other agencies driving strategic transforming the landscape. And COVID-19 demonstrates India's capability, like research laboratories, industry, government, regulators, manufacturing work together. And that exactly is the power of an ecosystem which is at work. And again, Kerala has also some of the unique advantages. Like we have got high literacy, excellent healthcare, rich biodiversity, uh, we are surplus in resources that is available. Like, for example, the Western Ghats, we have rich medicinal plant biodiversity, and also in general, the plant biodiversity and microbial diversity, etc., etc. And also we have rich coastal line where we got marine resources, Ayurveda is so strong, and strong universities, digital ecosystem. And if we connect these strengths, Kerala can also become a leader in biotechnology innovation. So now with this, I'll shift on to a new policy which is being implemented by the Department of Biotechnology of Government of India very recently, uh, giving a new direction through this exciting policy like Bio E3. Bio E3, which is nothing but biotechnology for economy, environment, and employment. It's a policy by the Government of India to position India as a global leader in biotechnology-driven innovation, sustainable manufacturing, and the bioeconomy. So, what its vision is to harness the power of biotechnology to build a strong economy, ensuring healthy environment and create quality employment for all, while achieving inclusive and sustainable development. So, this is exactly what we have been discussing throughout today, like biotechnology, its impact in healthcare, its impact in agriculture, food, industry, environment, again, bioenergy, marine biotechnology, artificial intelligence, etc., etc. So they have given some of the priority areas for giving funding, like precision biotherapeutics, climate resilient agriculture, functional foods and smart proteins, bio-based chemicals and industrial enzymes, biofuels and carbon capture, marine biotechnology, and some of the other emerging frontiers like microbiome, biofoundries, and advanced bioprocesses. And they are also listed some of the key enablers like biofoundries, nothing but to scaling up of some of the products which we have developed under the R&D lab. Then pilot scale and commercialization facilities, biotechnology incubators and innovation hub. Again, academy industry collaboration, which is very crucial, science-based regulation and ethical oversight, skilling and human resource development, access to finance, IP support, and ease of doing business. So what is expected is uh, to unlock the transformative potential of biotechnology towards a stronger bioeconomy, greener planet, and a better future. And next comes the future of biotechnology and what exactly your role in it. So these are India's biotechnology priorities, like what I said in the beginning, like affordable healthcare, to develop affordable diagnostics, vaccines, biologics, medical devices, and innovative therapies for all, which could improve the access to quality healthcare, reduce disease burden, and universal health coverage. And second one is regarding the precision medicine, using the genomics and biomarkers AI to deliver personalized and effective treatment. Third, with regard to the agriculture, like climate resilient agriculture, then industrial biotechnology, bioenergy, we've been focusing on to biofuel, biogas, sustainable aviation fuel from biomass, algae, and organic waste. And then marine biotechnology, exploring the marine resources for novel drugs, enzymes, nutraceuticals, aquaculture, and blue economy. And then with clear focus on bioeconomy, like as I told, to build a circular economy from waste to wealth. Uh, Circular bioeconomy by converting biological resources into high value products and services. And also, finally, integrating the latest technologies like AI and digital biotechnology, big data, automation to accelerate discovery, diagnostics, and biotechnology innovation. So this is the projection of India with respect to bioeconomy. India is expected to take a lead in bio. For example, you can see in 2014 from 10 billion US dollars to we are expecting by 2047 to have rupees $1 trillion economy through just because of biotechnology. Like India's bioeconomy projections are like this. And what are the key drivers are that already we are very sound in pharmaceuticals, vaccines, advanced therapies, etc. So next phase economic growth would have greater contribution with this healthcare innovation. And then sustainable agriculture like farmer crops, precision farming, biofertilizer, etc. And industrial biotechnology, factories with bioreactors, eco-friendly materials, enzymes. And finally, policy and investment. So right kind of policies are in place right now. For example, which I told Bio E3 policy, which came into existence in 2024, and other policies now that everything is getting merged to mission round projects like SERB of Department of Science and Technology has now become the ANRF, like Anusandhan National Research Foundation, in order to pump in the funding to commercializable or any product development mode funding and all. So mission mode projects are being encouraged as of now. So what exactly the enabling ecosystem for biotechnology require is we need to, obviously, basic science is the very important foundation for every translational research. So we need to have research and knowledge creation in place. And then to improve funding and investment, sustain funding, diverse investment, support for early stage innovation. We need to have infrastructure and technology, like through Bio E3 policies and all, we will be able to establish advanced laboratories. For example, the advanced laboratory in the sense like we need to have Bio E3, BSL, bio safety level 2, 3, 4 level labs and all. So advanced research labs are to be in place for development of next level drugs and pharmaceuticals. And then we need talent and human capital. We need skilled people, continuous learning, interdisciplinary collaboration, industry and entrepreneurship obviously is of very importance. Policy and governance, like enabling policies, simple regulation and proactive governance, collaboration and partnerships. So they are all obviously very essential. And coming to regulatory framework, for example, if your area of interest would be to have a drug for therapeutic use in humans, you need to undergo some of the key regulatory licenses you need to get before taking that to market. And also for if it is a food product like nutraceuticals and all, you need to have FSSAI licenses and all. So some of the key regulatory bodies are like Department of Biotechnology, Central Drug Standard Control Organizations, Genetic Engineer Appraisal Committee, Institutional Ethical Committee, State Regulatory Authorities, FSSA, ICMR, etc., etc. And some cross-cutting areas like biosafety and biosecurity, bioethics, human rights, data privacy, confidentiality. So these, for all these things, you need we are I mean, at least government will be in the process of developing guidelines or regulatory measures for all these things, and you need to have enablers like skilled regulatory workforce, risk-based and science-driven approach, strong lab infrastructure, digital platforms, e-governments, etc., etc. And what all guiding principles are: in order to protect the human, animal, and environment health, provide ethical and responsible innovation, ensure transparency and accountability, etc. The stakeholders will be researchers and innovators, industry and startup, healthcare professionals, regulators, patients, and public. And these are all the regulatory licenses like responsible research, risk assessment, and early engagements. For example, if you are dealing with laboratory animals and all, there will be an ethical committee which is in place in your institution. So only after getting the approval of those ethical committees, you'll be able to do animal studies and all, like preclinical evaluation, laboratory and animal studies, safety evaluation. For clinical trials, it is again quite a big procedure, which is supported by ICMR, like phased human trials with ethics committee approval. Again, review and approval would be essential, like scientific evaluation by the regulatory authorities. And manufacturing and quality control. There lies the GMP, good manufacturing practices, compliance, quality assurance, and lot release. Then market access, labeling, approval, product information, risk communication, post-market surveillance, etc. So at each and every stage, all the biotechnology processes or taking a particular R&D into a market that requires regulatory compliances to be satisfied. So that is yet another problem where many of the, if at all 1,000 lead compounds are being studied to take it as a drug, at least one will be successful. So that is the reason, mainly because of the regulatory constraints and all. So, and this would be of particularly interest to you, being the biotechnology or biology students. No longer your career remains the same. Like, for example, if you ask me almost 20 years ago, what would be the career paths for a biotechnology graduate or postgraduate? Probably only to either to go for research or to go for industry. I mean, for academics, for PhD, etc. But now there are n number of career paths with the improvements in biotechnology. There are a whole lot of opportunities that are available. Today, if you ask, the possibilities are either if you are more interested in R&D, like if you want to pursue research, you have different kind of fellowships being offered by different agencies. For example, by DBTDS, that UGC, CSAR, NET, GATE, like that of so many fellowships are already available. You can do PhD and then go as scientist or research associate or academic research. But the second option would be to go to industries. But for joining industries, you need to be you need to attain skill. Like for example, just after completing your post graduation or undergraduation, you cannot be made employed in an industry because you are not you have not attained that particular skill which is required for an industry. So where there is my biomanufacturing, you have got opportunities in production, process development, quality control, GMP operations, etc. And you can also find employment opportunities in healthcare and clinical research like diagnostics, clinical trials, medical affairs, pharmacovigilance, etc. And if at all you are interested in agriculture and food biotechnology, there is seed technology, biofertilizer, precision agriculture, food innovation. You probably might need of technologists who are well versed in all of these. And if you like computational biology, there are opportunities like data science, genomics, computational biology experts, AI. Now a term has come which is called the bio AI, integrating AI into the biology. And again, we will get whole support from the government for carrying out such prospects. So if you are interested in computational biology, you have a whole lot of prospects in AI, etc. And innovation and entrepreneurship. So if you are interested in having your own ventures, your own startup incubators, technology transfer, you can find funding from different agencies like Startup Mission, National Startup Foundation, etc., etc. So many grants are available, and you can have your own startups. You can get placed in any of the incubators, find a space in anywhere, and get mentored by so many experts. And then if you are interested in technology transfer platforms, like there are opportunities for like technology transfer offices, etc. And then product development is one another avenue. And you venturing into your own product and taking that product to the market. So that is the model for that. And then policy, regulation, and science management. There are avenues like regulatory affairs, IPR, where there are huge shortage for skilled manpower in IPR, patent, regulatory affairs, science policy, government programs. Then science communication and sustainability, like if you are a good writer and you want to take your science to public, you can write that. Your scientific writing is at another opportunity. Outreach, environmental consulting, then CSR, NGOs, for that you can write proposals. You can be a consultant for that. And with this, there are other future skills, like not just biology. Studying biology would be essential. You need to have upskill yourself with, like, you need to have critical thinking. You need to have communication skills. Communication is a very, soft skill, which is at most essential in this era. And AI and digital skills, bioinformatics, project management, ethics, and teamwork. So biotechnology is not just creating scientists, it's creating innovators, entrepreneurs, policymakers, data scientists, regulators, and leaders. So I would also mention some of the activities of Kerala Biotechnology Commission, which is currently functioning under Kerala State Council for Science, Technology, and Environment. It is the agency of the Kerala Biotechnology Board, which is mandated to strengthen the biotechnology activities of the state. And we provide support, hardcore project supports to under different project support, and also capacity building initiatives under different programs like research and innovation. We have 30 lakh funding projects for young researchers in biotechnology to have their own research platforms, early career researchers. And then biotechnology re-entry fellowship to bring home Indian nationals working abroad to as a brain gain, like they will contribute towards their own motherland. And industry collaborative programs, like a major major project mode program, where the problem of an industry will be which will be solved by an academics. With the share, some 25% of the share of the total funding would be provided by the industry. And we also have, in order to enthuse the students of biotechnology and biology area towards entrepreneurship, we also have bio-entrepreneurship certification training programs in place, which is kind of a 3-level program. You can see the complete details from the website. And also human resource and skilling program, like biotechnology education, training and workshop, postdoctoral fellowship program, Skill Vigyan program, which is a DBT funded program, like which I'll explain more in the next slide. And we also have the rural biotechnology and social impact programs, which for funding the rural folk to disseminate cutting, I mean, some technology to a rural people like self-help group. For example, the vermicomposting, value addition, tissue culture, then mushroom cultivation. Such kind of simple biotechnology techniques can be disseminated to the rural folk, and with funding which will be given by the Kerala Biotechnology Commission. And this is the Skill Vigyan program for the students, and it under two category, like students and technician training program, which is funded by the Department of Biotechnology. The main thing is to give industry relevant skills. The curriculum and all developed by the sector skill councils under the Government of India. The life science sector skill, food sector skill, healthcare, and agriculture sector skill councils. And we also have a faculty development training program. So 1 year of the program has been completed, and we could train almost about to 88, like almost 300 students have already got trained and find placement in, some of them have found placement in industries like even the Reddy's lab, some found their placement. And the attractive part is the sectoral skill councils curriculum is being followed, and you'll be having, will be getting a stipend for 3 months based on your qualification. For example, for plus two graduate courses, it's 3,000. For graduate plus two, it is 3,000. Graduate, it's 5,000. And for postgraduate, after completing postgraduate means, you'll get 10,000 per month for this as internship fee. So with this, we have come to the almost the final concluding slide. So if you remember, only 5 ideas from today's my talk. First would be, no, biotechnology is not confined to laboratories. It improves our daily life. And second, discovery won't be enough. What is required is translation of your research. Whatever you are done in the lab should be translated. That only creates impact. And the third is innovation happens through collaboration. So even when you are a student of undergraduation or post, and even I would repeatedly appreciate this venture, because you have the creative mind to form a a platform like this to connect with each other, to share ideas. Collaboration is an at most working together for greater impact. That's at most essential. And no scientist or no R&D personnel can become successful by being alone. And fourth, biotechnology is becoming increasingly interdisciplinary. It's like biology now works together with AI. You need computer scientists, you need mathematicians, you need physics, chemistry, and you need data science and management personnel to be with you. Like if you are into entrepreneurship, management, isn't it more like marketing skills, financing, that all should be there. And finally, biotechnology is one of the most powerful tools we have for building a healthier and more sustainable future. So finally, returning to our Alexander Fleming story, and not because Fleming did something extraordinary, not because he was lucky, but because he was curious and he observed that others might have ignored, and he asked a simple question, and that question changes. So curiosity, as you can see in first, asking the right questions. If whenever you start to do some projects or something, well, you have to ask a question: why am I doing this? Am I going to solve something? So why or curiosity is at most if essential. And his discovery became meaningful only because many of others continued the story. Like you need scientists, engineers, clinicians, manufacturers, government, and industries. And innovation as a relay race, you'll have to join with many others. Each generation carries a baton forward. So today that baton is being passed to your so I hope all those who have joined today will be students. So baton is with you people right now. And as I told, technology is fast progressing right now. So on a daily basis, technology is being progressed. Until we upskill, until we update our knowledge, we'll not be anywhere. As you can see, for the couple of weeks time, so many companies they almost 900 people from a particular company has lost their jobs, and even you can today also the similar thing happened. So with the coming up of automated technologies like AI and machine learning, the skill sets are also becoming different. So unless we upskill or unless we upgrade ourselves, we'll not be anywhere in this world. So that is one thing essential. So wherever your career takes you, whether you become a scientist, entrepreneur, a policy maker, industry leader, or teacher, remember this: science creates knowledge, innovation transforms knowledge, and collaboration accelerates innovation, and society benefits. And that is the complete journey of when only when a society benefits from it, the complete journey becomes completed. So, so so working together for a greater aim. So until we impact with some of our R&D, uh, until so society gets benefited, we are nowhere. So with that, let me now conclude. Thank you so much for your patient listening.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now let's move on to the Q&A. Please either raise your hands, or you can just put your questions in the chat box. Um, you can also
Hello,
unmute your mic. Sajeev sir has raised his hand. Sir,
Hi. Hello, Sarika. Uh,
Sajeev sir.
yes. Thanks for that long but very structured presentation. I am just taking one.
Am I
Uh,
audible?
yeah, yeah. Can you hear me? Hello, am I audible?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Sajeev sir.
Uh,
You were here.
ca- can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, I can hear, sir.
Okay, fine. I'm just taking one a couple of words which you spoke during
Yeah, sir.
the last part of your presentation. That is critical thinking. So you told that it is not just uh, science. You also need critical thinking to take things forward. So what I'm trying to do
Correct.
is to use critical thinking on your presentation. The first thing is about the interesting story, the Fleming's story of discovering penicillin. Actually, it has really led to a large number of lives being saved. But at the same time, that has got a very interesting dimension. That was one discovery which proved that the scientific method which people use to propagate, teach students is no longer valid. Uh, there is a totally different hypothesis saying that normally when we say that you start doing research, you need to have a hypothesis, need to have a null hypothesis, you then design your work. It is not that way. Science is an enterprise which
Yes,
is
absolutely.
very creative. Anything goes. It's Paul Feyerabend's very interesting book is there, Against Method. And this is a wonderful example which shows that you cannot do science exclusively based on rigorous planning. There are surprises coming up. There may be dreams which are translated into actions. There will be very interesting thoughts, very deviant thoughts, which all can lead to discovery. So that was one book, similar to many other discoveries, which proved that science is such a creative activity. So that's the first thing.
Correct.
And the second thing is about your definition of biotechnology. I would say that biology by itself is basically a soft science compared to physics and chemistry. Biology is treated as a soft science basically because biology is not very predictive like physics or chemistry. Physics and chemistry are called as the hard sciences. But biology is trying to become harder and harder. So what it does is it merges with physics to form biophysics. It merges with chemistry to form biochemistry, biostatistics, biomathematics. So it is trying to become harder and harder. But biotechnology is a big leap. It merged with technology to create a totally fantastic discipline called biotechnology. But then the success of biotechnology is basically because it is very much in tune with the capitalist production system, which is there in the world right now. Like, for example, if you compare biotechnology with other disciplines, like, for example, ecology or biodiversity or physiology or anatomy or taxonomy, you can see that biotechnology ranks very high than these particular subjects, because basically because biotechnology can directly contribute to the capitalist growth process, while ecology cannot do that easily, or biodiversity cannot do that, or anatomy or taxonomy cannot do that. So, during your presentation, you have presented a very clear, colorful image of biotechnology. But I'm afraid that there is another side to it. Like, for example, from the ecology point of view, we are really concerned about the antibiotic resistance which is coming up, and we are finding it extremely difficult to handle that. There are new allergens which we have created, and we just creating problem. And regarding personalized medicine, actually personalized medicine was here long back. Like, for example, ayurveda is basically a personalized medicine. Both of us go to the modern medicine guy with the same disease, we get the same medicine. But then you go to the Ayurvedic practitioner, we will be getting different medicines, because they consider our identity, our character also into the diagnosis process. And in agriculture, biotechnology has done a real problem, in the sense that it has made huge monocultures. The agriculture biodiversity is almost going, because you produce a very highly productive disease resistant crop, and everybody just plants it. So all the other varieties, all the subspecies are just going away. And patenting process. Biotechnology does have the potential to make a large number of patents, directly moving to the industry and making money out of it. And I will give you one small example, like, for example, drought resistant crops. Now, the problem with drought resistant crops is that drought is a landscape level phenomenon. It is not just regarding producing a crop out of it, but then if there's a drought, we need to address drought. So the problem with biotechnology is that it doesn't address the very fundamental question, which creates the problem, but it tries us to solve it at the fag end. Like, for example, in the case of COVID comes up very fast. We develop the vaccine, but the problem is that, have we done enough to make sure that that type of a catastrophe doesn't happen? And biotechnology is very interested to make money, in the sense that you love problems, so that problems come up, so that you can work on it, you can make money out of it. And but then you never do anything to make sure that the problem doesn't arise. Same is the case with Nipah. Nipah, as you told, the virus comes from the bat. Now the problem is that the first thing you need to do is to, under the One Health program, you need to make sure that the bats are safe. If the bats are disturbed, if their home is gone, if the trees are cut, then bats come to your homestead, and the distance between humans and bats reduces, and there's a high chance of Nipah. But then we address the problem not from that point. We address it at a totally different level. We try to develop a vaccine for Nipah virus, or to treat a Nipah person. So that's the fag end of this. This is the problem with biotechnology, which I have seen. And I'm really scared if all the biotechnological innovations or discoveries translate to innovation. So there was an interesting slide which you showed, the valley of death. So I personally feel that it is a valley of peace. If everything transfers to technology, if everything transfers to something which works on my body, I'm really scared.
It's
And
not happening that way, sir. Nothing
yeah.
is getting. Even for cancer, we are unable to find a drug.
So I personally feel that biotechnology needs to be very cautious. It is
Correct,
not
correct.
just because the philosophy of uninterrupted growth or limitless growth is a very mad decision. We need to be very cautious. So I just wanted to add that. But thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. Thank you, Sarika.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, ma'am. Do we have anybody else? You can unmute your mics or drop your questions in the chat box. Yeah, so I think we can conclude today's session, right? If there's nobody else. So, as we come to the end of today's session, we extend our sincere thanks to Sarika ma'am for her enlightening talk. Truly, just like Sir had said, the talk was very elaborate, but it really made it clear for us how biotechnology works outside the labs and not just inside it. So, we also thank everyone who joined and actively participated. Your curiosity and engagement are what continue to drive Biorix forward as a meaningful and growing scientific community. I would also like to remind you all about Biorix Biotalks, which is a student knowledge sharing series, a wonderful platform for you to present your insights on everything biology related. This is a reminder that registrations for Biotalks are still open. So, if you're passionate about any topic in biology or life science and you're a student, this is your opportunity to set up and lead a session with Biorix. Interested participants can register through the form shared in the Biorix group or through the link in our Instagram bio. With that, we officially conclude today's session. Thank you all for participating in this discussion. See you all in the next Biorix session. Thank you.